Chrysanta tapped her pencil's eraser on the desk once, then again, before circling the answer to the last question. That had been the hardest on the quiz, pretty much the only one that required more than just a cursory skimming of the section of the textbook they'd been assigned to read. Mr. Matson was losing his touch, or finally accepting that most of his students didn't really care about the class. She quickly looked over the questions again, making sure that the teacher hadn't done something tricky with the phrasing in any of them. As far as she could tell, he hadn't, so she flipped the paper over and leaned back in her chair, glancing around the room without making it look like she was searching for answers in someone else's work. A surge of pride hit her when she saw that, apparently, she was the first one done. Everyone else was hunched over their desks in concentration, some mumbling to themselves, some chewing nervously on their pencils. Back in elementary school, her teachers would always tell her, "It isn't a race," but, of course, that wasn't actually true. They just couldn't let all the other kids feel bad when she beat them so badly. And, back then, Kalina was usually right behind her. Sometimes they would tie, but most of the time, her sister was just the tiniest bit slower. Now. Chrysanta turned her head towards Kalina's chair, where her sister was obviously still at work. Chrysanta could see her feet twisted back into the book rack under the seat, knees bouncing with what was either nerves or an overload of sugar, and, considering she was chewing on her bottom lip as well, the former was more likely.